Welcome to part 3 of this tutorial series, and this part we're going to be generating and inserting URL links that have been shortened. So in order to do that, we're going to dive into controllers and how they work. So as you can see here, currently we just returned the view, and the view is linked pretty much with the blade.php file, just like here. But we're going to change this quite a bit, because you can not only return the view, you can also link this route with a controller that can do a lot of more stuff than you would normally get from just writing the code inside the root here. So in order to make the controller, we're going to use PHP Artisan again. So if you use PHP Artisan here, you can see that the make command right over here can also create us a controller right over here. So what we're going to do is type PHP Artisan make controller, and we're going to name it links controller. So we press that, it says controller created successfully, and if you remember from part 1, what you can do to find out where it is just by going to app, and inside HTTP you can see controllers folder, and inside here you see links controller. So now let me just get rid of everything from the right here, just make the place a bit more tidy. If I open the links controller right here, it's empty. But don't worry, we're going to start writing some code that will actually enable us to provide the functionality for those pages. Before we do that, let's just make one small change right over here. I'll get rid of the test, because we don't need that. Now what we're going to do is remove the return view. We're also going to remove the function from here. We don't need that. What we need instead is a path to the controller here. So it's going to be named links controller. We're also going to have an @ symbol, and we're going to name it index. Now I'm going to explain in a second what @index means. For now, just bear with me. And we're also going to give this this route a name called index. So we can later use that if you wish to. Now, links controller @index pretty much tells you that if you go to links controller and you find a method that is called public function index. So what we can do now is, instead of returning, just like we had here returning the view, we can return it within this function. So we can return welcome again, and we can test the website. If we go back, we go here, it still works. So why would we want to do that? Why didn't we not just write this inside the root function that we had earlier? Well, that's because roots are made especially for routing things. Their purpose is not to provide the functionality within the function of itself. That is the job of the links controller, and that's the actual idea behind the MVC concept. So that you don't have to write the code inside your view or inside your roots. Where you have to write the code in is inside your controller, because the controller is essentially what provides you with the functionality, where you have to provide. Alright, now that we have created that, it's time to do just some small changes into the blade.php file, just to change the structure of the front end. So in this case, what we're going to use is essentially we're going to get rid of this bit and this bit as well. We're gonna get rid of the links. We don't need the links. What we need instead is, we can keep the title. What we need instead is a div that will hold our URL shortener input box. So we can call that app, maybe, I don't know. And we can also have an input here. So the input is going to be type text. Text is just fine. We're going to have a placeholder and ask it to provide a link. Type link to shorten. We're also going to need another input that's going to be type of submit. So we're going to submit this information, and it's going to have a value of shorten, which is going to be the label of the button. Now we need to wrap this within a form. So we have the form here. We're going to wrap it around within the form tags. And we're also going to change the action here and the method. The method can be get or post. We're going to use post. Oops. And the action is the directory where it has to send the action to. So in our case, what we can say is just shorten. So shorten is the URL that we're going to create just in a moment right here. And instead of get, it's going to be post. It's going to be linked to the links controller. And it's also going to do the generation and insertion of the shortened and the original link into the database. So that's what it's going to do. Now, before we do that, just a few more moments just to test it out. Let's refresh. And there we go. We have the type link to shorten and the shorten right over here. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, we can actually change the type. Instead of text, it can be URL. So that is front-end validation. Now, one thing about front-end validation, when you validate with HTML or JavaScript, what you should be paying attention to is that this can be removed in the front end. So never simply accept client input without checking it. So let's go to web and let's create another route. I'm going to call it post and it's going to be shorten. It's going to be pointing to links controller at shorten, and the name is going to be shorten as well. So we've got a lot of shortens here. All right, so let's go to the links controller and let's create another function. Public function shorten. And here we can also, we're going to write the code to process the information. Now, since this is wait, where is it? All right. Since this is a request, we send a post request. We need to provide here a parameter with an argument called request. So this is going to be able to fetch the request, and we can use that to check the values and process them in whatever way that we actually want. But before we do that, what I should pretty much do is just return request. And we need a name, so we can name it original link, and this original link is the name that we're going to use right over here. So we're going to add a name to this tag and we're going to call it original link. So what this is going to do is once we send the information, this is going to be the key value of the associative array that the request is. So this is the way we can fetch the value that's linked to this input. This is how it's going to work. So let's try refresh. And let's type anything here. Click shorten. It says please enter URL. Now remember this front end validation. Without it, I mean, somebody could disable it or remove it, and you still need to do that validation on the server side. But let's just copy paste this link from here. Let's copy paste it over here, shorten. And the reason we get page expired is because we don't have a CSRF token, because every form is required to have one. So this is what a CSRF token is. We go to Laravel CSRF protection. There we go. What you can see is that a CSRF token helps you prevent cross-site request forgery attacks, which means somebody else can imitate a request coming from your browser, and this can have malicious intentions. Anyway, I'm going to spare you the specifics of that. What we need to use in this case is this symbol here, at CSRF. So that's within the form. Put CSRF. There we go. This creates an input, a hidden input, with a randomly generated number that is related to that form. And this way, the website can check whether or not there's a cross-site request forgery occurring. So we go back to the initial website, if we click inspect element, go body, content, app, form. As you can see here, we got an input hidden value that is a random generation of characters and numbers. So if we type again, if we put our link in here again and we click shorten, there we go. That's the value that we get by just simply returning the string that we got. So this proves pretty much that we can, at this point, send a request to the server, it can be processed and can give us back a value.